Alright, time for the solutions for the Mastery Quiz 9 review. It's all about transformations, so let's just take it one at a time. So on number 1, we have to go counterclockwise around the origin. 90 degrees is a quarter turn, so we're going to go this way. That's counterclockwise. And in case you forgot, the function that does that is xy goes to, and you got to change the order of your coordinates, and you're going to have to change the sign on your new first coordinate. So if you were to take a point like E, which is at 3, 3, and if you change the order and you change the sign on the first one, you'll get negative 3, 3. That's right here, negative 3, 3. So there's E prime, and on S, that one is at 3, 4. If you change the order, you'll get 4, 3, and you change the sign on the first one, is going to give you negative 4, 3. So I'll get negative 4, 3. There's my S prime, and you can kind of see that the figure is going to end up going up like that, because that's those 2 points, and W is just up here from that. If you want to use your function to get that one, you can. W is at 5, 4. So if you were to change the order, you get 4, 5, change the sign on the first one, negative 4, 5. So that's why W is up there. And so there's my figure, and I already wrote the function that describes the transformation. That brings us to the next one. If you're going to reflect over a line like y equals a number, you're going to write your function as xy goes to, x is going to stay the same. You need to change the sign on the y coordinate and add twice this 1 here, so that's like adding negative 2, which is the same thing as just subtracting 2. So if you were to have that, that'd be your function. If you draw the line, which is right here, y equals negative 1, you're reflecting over that line, so you can see like h is 2 below, so if you go 2 above, there's your new h vertex. N is 2 above, so n prime is going to be 2 below. J is 1 above, j prime is going to be 1 below. And z is 3 above, so z prime is going to be 3 below. There you go. And then you connect it up, and it's the same figure, just reflected over. Yeah, so there's how that one works. Moving on to 3, if you're going to go clockwise around the origin, you can do x, y goes to y, negative x. So you change the order of the coordinates, and you change the sign on your new second coordinate. So if you take a point like L, L is currently at 4, 0. Change the order, 0, 4, and change the sign on your second one, so now it's 0, negative 4. And that gives me my new L. So there's my L prime. And you should do that for all your coordinates, like D is at 2, negative 1. Change the order, change the sign on the second one, you'll get negative 1, negative 2. That's just going to be right there, so there's my D prime. H is at 2, negative 4. Change the order, change the sign, we're going to get negative 4, negative 2. So go negative 4, negative 2. And there's my H prime. And then R is currently at 5, negative 4. Change the order, change the sign, you'll get negative 4, 5, change the sign, gives you negative 5. So negative 4, negative 5 is going to give me my new one, which is right there. So there's R prime. Connect that up, and you have your shape rotated 90 degrees around the origin. 4, if you're going to translate 5 units left and 6 units down, you can take your x's and your y's, and you're going to subtract 5 from all the x's because you're going left, so x minus 5. And you're going to take all your y's and subtract 6 from all those because you're trying to go down 6. So that's the function. You can count on it if you want to. L would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to give me my new L prime there. Y is 3 to the right and 1 up from that, so there's my new Y prime, and P is to the left and 2 up from that point. That's going to give me P prime. Connect those up, and you got your figure translated left 5 down 6. Moving on to 5 and 180 degree rotation, you're going to take XY and just change the signs on both of those. So negative x, negative y. So all you have to do is change the signs. So right now b is at negative 1 and 2. If you change the signs, you're going to get positive 1, negative 2. Yeah, so it's just changing the signs around. 1, negative 2. So there's my b prime. And you take the next one, you take L, which is at negative 2, positive 3. So when you switch the signs on that, you can get positive 2, negative 3. So that gives me L prime there. And then A is at negative 3, positive 3. So if you switch the signs, it's going to be positive 3, negative 3. So there's my A prime. I can connect those up while I'm at it. And then Q is currently at negative 4, negative 1. So I'm going to go positive 4, positive 1. It gives you a new Q location. So there's Q prime. Connect that up. And I have the figure rotated 180 degrees around the origin. So there you go. Moving on to the next one, reflecting across the line x equals 1. Remember, when you have x equals a number, it's a vertical line. And so I'm reflecting over that. And also make sure you have down in your notes how to get this function. You take xy, and you change the sign on the x, and then you're going to add double this number, which is 2. And then you leave y how it is. So that's your function. It's a little bit difficult to use the function, but just because on reflections you can do some counting. So u is 1 to the right, so u prime is going to be 1 to the left. G is to the right, so g prime is going to be 2 to the left. And d is 1 to the right, so d prime is going to be 1 to the left. Connect those up, and you get the figure reflected. Yep, and that's the whole transformation. 7, reflecting across the line, y equals 2. Once again, when you have y equals a number, it's a horizontal line. And the function is going to be xy. Goes to x's all stay the same. Change the sign on the y and add twice this number. That number's 2. Twice that is 4. And that's your function. Your m is going to stay in the same spot, so there's m prime. L is currently a 2 above, so L prime is going to be 2 below. J is also going to be in 2 below because originally it's 2 above. So there's J prime. And then Z is 3 above, so Z prime is going to be 3 below. Connect that up, and you have your figure reflected over. On 8, if you're going to reflect across the x-axis, all you have to do is take your x's and your y's and just keep the x's the same and change all the y's, all the signs on the y's. So right now this has a y value of 1, the new one's going to be negative 1, and the x is still the same. So there's my j prime. H currently has a y value of negative 4, the new h value is going to be positive 4, x stays the same. And then the same happens for D. It's 2 below, it's going to be 2 above when you reflect it over. And you get that, connect it up, and there's your figure. On 9, it gives you the function. It's a translation that says go right 5 and then down 2. So I'm going to go right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move R first, and then down 2. There's my new R prime. W is down down 1, right 1 from there, so there's W prime. And then L is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down to 1, 2. There's my L prime. Connect that up, and I got my figure translated over. 10, this one's also a translation. X minus 1 means you're going to go left 1. Y plus 1 means you're going to go up 1. So just take all your points, go left 1, up 1. Z prime, A prime, and then D prime. Right there, connect it up. And there's your figure. Ta-da! Moving on to the next one, rotation 90 degrees clockwise, counterclockwise around the origin. Well, that function is xy. Goes to, say, it goes to negative y x. So you can take coordinates like the coordinates for n, which are -4, 0, and you can change the order to get 0, -4, and change the sign on the first one, which doesn't do anything to the 0. So n is going to be right there at 0, -4. So there's n prime. G is currently at -1, 1. If you change the order and you change the sign on the first one, changing the order gives you 1, -1. Change the sign on the first one gives you -1, -1. So that's where my G prime is. And then X is currently at -3, +4. Change the order, gives you 4, -3. Change the sign on the first one, gives you -4, -3. Just give you this point here. There's my X prime connected up, and that's my figure rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise around the origin. So in this one, this is just a translation. When you see x -4, that means you're going to go left 4, and when you see y +1, that means you're going to go up 1. So you're going to take everything, go left 4, up 1, and it's going to give me my new point. So u prime is going to be right there. There's u prime. F, go left 4, up 1. There's my F prime. And then T prime, left 4, up 1. So give me this point right here. Connect that up, and it's that same figure, just translated left 4, left 4, up 1. That brings us to the new section. So on these ones, you're just graphing the new figure. And so if you look at this one, xy goes to x -y. You're just taking all your y values and changing it to the other sign. So like this has a y value of -5, it's not going to be +5, so the point's going to be right there. This one, same story, it's going to be the same height. This has a y value of +3, so it's going to be -3 down here, and all the x's are going to stay the same. So these are your new vertices. If you draw those, connect them up, you should use like a straight edge or something to make sure yours stays straight. And you get that new figure. And we're going to stop the video there, just so this one's not like 20 minutes long.